man, there's just something about this aesthetic, you know. The city kind of sandwiched between the Yuzhong River here and these misty mountains. It's just so surreal.
We've been in Chongqing for 4 days now, and what we've really learned is just how large Chongqing is, and just how much beautiful nature and intriguing culture lay outside of the famous cityscape it is usually known for. But today, after a wonderful time exploring the outskirts, it is finally time to start heading towards the urban center of the municipality. From the county of Pengshui, it was still a pretty long ride, and the views en route were dominated as usual by mist, mountains, rivers and villages. An uneventful journey, except for this one friendly cat we encountered at the rest stop.
So after an exceptionally long drive, we are now back in the city. This is a shopping mall and we are headed to lunch inside of here. This is central Chongqing, I believe, and we are right on the shores of the Yangtze River itself.
We had a typical Chongqing sort of lunch, but I was excited to try a little something else after.
Okay, so apparently one of the vaunted comforts of city life is milk tea. This is from Yangtze. Apparently a good local brand that is recommended to us by the guide. I didn't really know what I was doing ordering this amidst all of the fancy tea names, but let's see if this is any good.
Yangtze, or sexy tea, as it is amusingly rendered, is this fashionable new brand of Chinese milk tea, well known in this region.
Oh, that's pretty good. I think I just really like how prominent the flavor of the tea is, even though it's milk tea and you know it's full of cream and everything. Quite like this. It is not cheap, but it's pretty good. Okay, so now we are going to get up on a really tall building and check out the city from above, I guess.
It was a simple enough concept, a really tall building with an open roof. And as a bonus, it stood right next to the gleaming golden twin towers of the Sheraton. Not a bad place to overlook the cityscape. We were in a district called Nan'an, meaning southern shore, and true to the name, we beheld the Yangtze River just to the north. And beyond, the dense urban skyline of Chongqing's beating heart, Yuzhong.
So it's a pretty great 360-degree view of the city And I think what I really like about the cityscape here is that it's very varied, if you know what I mean. There is the mountains, there's the Yangtze River over there. So if you compare this to Shanghai, for example, Shanghai now is pretty much a space city. Whereas here, there is some semblance of modernity, especially here on the other side of the waterfront. But there's still a lot of really old-looking parts of town. So there's a sense of history, there's a sense of depth, I think, to the aesthetic of the city, which is pretty good. I like it very much.
The landscape of the city is also remarkably hilly, with much of the cityscape built against the faces of mountains, creating a unique look.
Not sure what this additional floor down here is for. Pretty much the same views. There is a little slide sort of structure here, but it seems to be closed off, so we can't enjoy this very odd attraction. No killer littering. Good advice.
We spent some time admiring Yuzhong from across the Yangtze, feeling not unlike Moses watching the Promised Land from across the Jordan. The main difference, of course, is that unlike Moses, we were presently about to cross the Yangtze, and we were going to do it in a rather peculiar way. Even here in Nan'an, the city was already denser than anything we've seen in the past days.
Dude, this part of town is way cool. I can probably spend hours walking here, but we are headed to this giant ropeway that's gonna take us across the Yangtze River. Yeah. Okay, it appears that there is a massive queue. We're just gonna be standing in line for a while and looking at the surroundings.
Chongqing's Changjiang Cableway, stretching across the Yangtze, was originally developed as a practical means of public transportation. But a series of appearances in television dramas apparently elevated it into an internet sensation, which I suppose explains the queue and the crowds. Squished against the window, we nonetheless got a great view of the Yangtze passing underneath. And we soon sailed across the northern threshold and into the heart and capital of Chongqing.
Okay, the end. That was like 3.5 minutes. after like 40 minutes of queuing. I think this used to chiefly be a mode of public transport until it appeared in some TV show or another and it got popularized, and now it's a tourist attraction.
We weren't going to hit any more tourist attractions today, but just driving around and soaking in the feel of the city was itself quite the experience.
It is Sunday and we are at a busy shopping center now. Going for dinner.
Another little perk of being in the city is access to more trendy food options.
Okay, so it's basically yakiniku on the menu tonight, or kaoro as they call it. Although there's also a lot of seafood and actually a lot of like ready-made food as well. A lot of stuff, so pretty good. So something that we noticed back in the outskirts is that indoors they tend to be really light on heating. That has changed now that we're in the city because it is extremely warm inside of this shopping mall. Okay, so we've decided to come outside because it's much cooler out here, but holy crap, look at the amount of people here just taking photos in front of this Christmas tree. So I guess this is China on a Sunday in the downtown urban area. You can barely stand anywhere without getting into somebody's shot. What is this? Look at it. That's Roppongi Hills. Honestly, no cap, it's actually really nice out here right now. The temperature is perfect and there's just so much going on, you know, on this Sunday evening. this is the good old KFC. They seem to have some kind of collaboration with Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, anyway, got something that is for supper tonight. A little China only menu for the KFC here. I'll talk about it later. Also, I forgot to talk about it, but you don't order at the counter anymore. There's a QR code based system. You scan it with your WeChat Pay, and you basically make your order, you know, on the menu system, and then you do the payment there as well. Pretty sophisticated, but honestly not very intuitive. If you don't speak Chinese, it's gonna be a challenge. The guy at the counter though was really nice and very patiently walked me through the whole process, so props to him. So what's kind of funny here is that this here is actually a pretty good translation, but this, not so much. Okay, let's talk about this. This is Lao Beijing 鸡肉卷, which is old Beijing chicken wrap. It's basically a China exclusive KFC menu item. It's pretty good. So it's basically kind of a KFC chicken wrap, except that it's got cucumber and also a sauce that is very akin to the sauce you get with Peking duck. So the combination is quite delicious. If you come to China and you come to KFC here, give this a shot, it's pretty good.
As much as I love the outskirts, there's a sort of thrill to being deep in the city. And in our 2 remaining days in Chongqing, we plan to soak in everything it has to offer. Subscribe and stay tuned for the series finale.